I got started playing music. My dad said that I was about 18 months when I started showing a real interest in music. He said all I talked about was drums. You know, grew up in church. I played, sitting on the seat, had my little drumsticks. I was playing make-believe drums. I got about 9 years old and I started playing drums for the church on a full-time basis. I went to SUNY Purchase College for music, and I got there and those kids were serious. That's how I got my start, really on the road to being a serious musician. I started off playing drums, obviously, but because I was such a musical kid, the transition from drums to keys was kind of easy because I could always pluck out notes on the piano, even from 6, 7, 8, 9. If I heard a melody, I could go and play it. So the transition officially came when I was here at this church. I was about 24. And the organist at the time, he needed to take a break, and he just was like, hey, listen. And because they knew that I could kind of fool around with it, and it just was a matter of me, getting the keyboard underneath my finger and working it out. Production and arranging, I think production came first. I realized I was an arranger way later on down the road. I was in the 10th grade. And I just wanted to be like Puff. I wanted to be like the guys on the video. And then I found myself caring more about the music than I did the technical aspect of production, like the recording and mixing and editing. I really didn't care too much about that as much as I did the music. And I found myself being more satisfied just arranging the music and letting the producer kind of take it to the next level. The top 3 things that I try to achieve on every production I work on, I would say number 1 definitely is quality. I do not believe in putting out garbage. Performance-wise, sonically, everything, it's got to be at the highest level possible that I can attain to at that particular moment. Secondly would be, I try to stay true to the arrangement or true to the song, so I don't force my musical taste on the song. Third, try to be as quick as possible. So maybe that would be the third goal. I try to get the music in, get it out. So I had a few guys who gave me a break, in the music industry, gave me, professional opportunities. The first was my cousin, Pastor Darryl Young, and he used to be a producer himself. He produced numerous records. Most notably would be Touch Me, Tease Me by Case. That was his record. And he was working on a girl, signed to Warner Brothers, and he called me to play drums on one of the songs on the album. It was a big deal for me. And I was about 18. And then I did a lot of work with a producer by the name of John Smith, who's very understated. Not a lot of people know who he is, but he's done a lot of work. He would call me to do a lot of arranging. I sat with another hip-hop R&B producer named Bink Dog. I learned a lot from him, and especially a lot of what I do with Ableton, as far as catching samples. I learned that from Bink. So those are like the main cats that gave me, a break to let me, display my gifts on a professional stage. So my role as a musical director at church. So this first is administrative part. So like I'm managing people, I can make sure people come on time, I can make sure people are prepared, make sure the choir knows the lyrics, knows the melodies, make sure the praise team is ready, make sure they know the lyrics, know the melodies. There's a lot of other things that don't necessarily have to do with me playing, right? But then as a band leader, make sure everybody's cohesive, that we're respecting each other musically, we're not being overbearing to the singer. And my job personally is I like to think that I score the service. So I literally start playing from the time we start to about the time we end. So if the service is 2.5 hours long, I'm not playing for an hour of that, tops. So I like to think of myself as like the person who scores the service. I set the mood, whether it be jubilant, whether it be somber, whether it's more worshipful, whatever the vibe is that needs to be created, I take it upon myself and I view it as my responsibility to create that vibe and help people do what they need to do at that moment.